Pellick slid over one timers.
No, really, they don't know. He deserves.
Welcome back to episode 2 of Stuck in the Sin Bin. I am your host with the most, Mike McCormack. And as always, I'm joined alongside by Luke Owens, Dylan McGlynn, and Matt Watling. All right, guys, no further introduction needed. Let's jump into this week's power rankings. Coming in at number 5, we have the Chicago Blackhawks.
Yeah, they're starting to finally look like the old Blackhawks. Guys like Kane and Taves playing really well. Corey Crawford's back, looking good. They got young guys like Alex DeBrincat stepping up, playing real well. And if Crawford stays healthy, this looks like a team that could return to the playoffs.
Right. Yep. Now at number 4, it's the Anaheim Ducks. And guys, this team, they put the mighty in the Mighty Ducks because these guys have been killing the past week. So I'm hoping to see some more work ethic going on by these guys.
As the host, you have to make puns in the power.
Yeah, no, I think that's a requirement for this show. At number 3, we have the Colorado Avalanche.
And yeah, they're really, the thing that's surprising is they're no longer just a one-line team. Although it's early, they have 8 players with over a point per game. You've got guys like Alex Kerfoot, who is in his second year, probably should be breaking out. He's destined for that breakout year. Harvard guy, as Dylan likes to add in.
College hockey.
College hockey, of course. And Semyon Varlamov, the goaltender, looks to be like the best he's been in really years, posting a 150 goals against and a 948 save percentage. Just a really talented team now. And for me, the question is, can their defense continue to play like this? And same for Varlamov.
Right. Number 2, it's the Nashville Predators.
That's right, Smashville. We had them on the list last week, this time moving up to 2. A little bit interesting, only beat both New York teams by 1 goal apiece, but they get it done on both sides of the ice, obviously. Forsberg and Subban off to hot starts. This is a Nashville team that maybe could take that next step for the Stanley Cup.
Right. And shining bright at our number 1 spot, it's the Dallas Stars.
See, I was going to make a Rihanna joke here, but you kind of stole my thunder with the shining bright. So, Stars, as usual, their offense is so potent. Jamie Benn has got 5 points. You've got Tyler Seguin and Alex Radulov with 4 points apiece. This team is just so good. And what's been surprising is the excellent play of Connor Carrick, who's claimed off waivers by the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's +3 and he's tallied 3 assists. And then you've got former Lightning Ben Bishop has been electric in net.
Oh, there we go.
There it is. Giving up just 1 goal in his 2 starts combined.
There it is.
Wow. All right, guys, that's some great power rankings. And now we move on to the New York Islanders, who started off their season 2-1-0, and somewhat exceeding fans' expectations for how the season was going, and Matt will tell you. And now turn it over to him. Tell us, what have the Isles done differently to start this season?
Well, you started on that lower third earlier. The Barry Trotz effect is real. This is a team that went from worst in the NHL in goals against, historically bad. I mean, really bad. You guys heard me all last year. And now they're not that bad. They're around 15th in goals against.
Right.
They're around 15th in goals against. And the thing that's been most impressive for me is their depth scoring. Valtteri Filppula. Who would have thought that he'd be the guy to score the first goal for the Islanders and have a 3-game point streak in the first 3 games of the season? 4 of their 9 goals have come from their bottom 6. That is depth scoring that was unprecedented. And if this is a team that can have that bottom 6 continue to score, they might make the playoffs and go against all odds and be the Vegas Golden Knights of this year.
I don't like that.
Well, one thing, when the Sabres decided to get rid of Robin Lehner, my first reaction, I didn't really like it because I always felt like he was a really solid goalie, especially with the.
Well, we're going to talk about Carter Hutton a little bit later.
Yeah.
Kind of
but my main point is I thought it was a good signing for the Islanders because I think when he's on his game, he's a very good goaltender.
Yeah.
And obviously he's only played 1 game, but it was a 35-save shutout, so can't really do much
against
better than
San Jose, which is one of the more
obviously one of the better teams in the league.
In the NHL. And yeah, like you said, Matt, we weren't expecting that bottom line production, which is more of something we talked about last week where, they run all these 4th lines, but obviously at the top you have a guy like Anders Lee, who's just been straight cash homie.
Baby.
Yep, that's the captain. And honestly, as much as I'd like to hate the Islanders, I still don't think they're a playoff team after 3 games. But big wins. I mean, Carolina and Nashville, those are 2 legit playoff contenders in the East and the West. So I can't hate on the Islanders.
San Jose.
And San Jose. So I can't hate too much.
Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
I think honestly the signing from Robin Lehner to go to the Island is like a great move for him because I feel like he got a lot of hate in Buffalo. For being not the best goaltender that they needed, but
or the best teammate,
or the best teammate. So I felt that his move to the Island definitely helps the team, and I mean, Robin Leonard and Thomas Grice is definitely not a bad tandem to have at all.
Yeah.
So I think it was a good for
Grice
him.
I
has
got
played
one
well.
name for you. The man who probably had one of the loudest standing ovations at the Islanders season opener, Mitch Korn, the goaltending guru, turned Devin Dubnyk around, Braden Holtby around, a bunch of other guys. Patrick Waugh, he was the goaltending coach for at one point. Obviously, Waugh is an athletic freak and doesn't really count in those guys. But what studs? He's going to turn around Robin Leonard's career. Book it right here, right now.
Wow.
One start into his career working with Mitch
Man
Korn.
has one shutout. Matt's already all
It's not necessarily that much on Leonard. It's all about Mitch Korn.
Yeah.
Feed me the corn, baby.
All right, I love to hear it, guys. All right, people, don't go away. When we come back, we'll discuss how the Devils and Rangers have started their seasons. You're watching Stuck in the Sin Bin on WTOP 10.
Who would you turn to?
I turned to Storm Team 10.
Let's-
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Move that white thing.
Good banter there.
Yeah, that was good. I thought that went well. I'm liking the direction that we started. I don't know, Jim.
So let's say why.
Tell you what, Jim. First rule of announcing, everybody's name.
No, they only
So good to see you guys. So, what's up?
Oh, we finally bought a place.
Holy cow.
You seriously have enough saved to do that?
We've been putting a little aside each month.
Jeez, at the end of the month, we have nothing left to save.
Yeah, I have no idea where it goes.
Well, you're spending a lot on...
Is it good?
Oh, God.
Oh, how is my account overdrawn?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind. Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
Welcome back to Stuck in the Sin Bin. Although the New Jersey Devils have played only one game so far, they put up a very strong performance against the Oilers over in Sweden. Dallas, tell us what we'll see from this team moving forward.
Yeah, they looked pretty good. And obviously the Oilers last year weren't that great, but they got some really good players. A lot of people projected Cam Talbot to have a bounce-back year. They were aggressive. They were strong against the boards. They were strong in front of the net, which you haven't really seen a lot from them. But one thing that I noticed, a lot of the role players were really stepping up. Paul Mary had 2 goals, and obviously I don't consider him a role player because he's on the top line. But Travis Zajac, who struggled last year after he came back, he only had 26 points.
Yep. Stefan Newson
Yeah.
had a goal as well.
Yeah, I think and Nico Hischier and Taylor Hall each didn't have a point. And obviously Taylor Hall, the big story was how he carried the team. So I think even if he's not playing well, if they're able to kind of build some success early on without Hall leading the way, I think that builds a lot of confidence because it shows it's not just him.
Yeah, and when you talk about the role players, it seems like basically anyone besides Taylor Hall is a role player. So if you have anyone stepping up on this team, it's going to be a plus. And what I want to see out of the Devils this month is they only hit the road 2 times. So if they can capitalize on their home ice in the first month like they were able to do last year, I think that's going to go a long way for them this year so they can avoid that slump in the middle of the season.
Yeah. No, obviously, sorry to interrupt you, Mike.
Go ahead.
But obviously they're playing in the Global Series. It's a big deal playing in Sweden. Unfortunately for Jesper Bratt, he couldn't play as he had a broken jaw. He's out 2 to 3 months. They're not playing again until Thursday. So they have about a week in which they played 1 game. This early in the season, do you guys think, is that helpful? Do you think, would you rather play so few games early on and then you'll have a heavy back end of the season, obviously, in that result? Or would you rather play a lot of games early?
I feel like it delays them a lot for sure.
Yeah, I'd probably rather play early. I'd rather have a big break like that in the middle of the year just because, it's a grind. It's a long year.
Yeah, it is.
So it'd be nice. I feel like obviously they do have like the bye week thing.
Yeah,
now.
they got like 2 bye weeks already.
But I feel like, having this time off, I would probably rather have it be in the middle of the year than right now.
Yeah.
Right. That's great to hear, guys. And next we'll move over to the Big Apple. The New York Rangers have dropped all 3 of their games. So, guys, being a Rangers fan, this hurts to see. How can this team turn around?
You know, I don't know if they can.
Yeah.
I gotta be
I'd
honest
say
here.
that too.
I don't think so either.
As bad as the Sabres defense is, and they are still pretty bad.
Ooh,
Sorry, Luke.
whoa.
Sorry, taking shots here.
Is
but-
this Sabres block? I didn't think
No,
it was.
it's not. But I always like to take shots.
I didn't
at
know
the
I was
Sabres
defending
here.
Rasmus Ristolainen
Anyway,
in B block.
This defense is even worse. Brady Shea's your best defenseman, and he's probably a number 2, number 3 defenseman right now in his career. Can he flourish into being that top 20, 25-minute night guy? Personally, I think he can. But right now, this team is just having too many defensive lapses. You got Neil Pionk playing around 20 minutes a night. Brendan Smith was in the AHL last year playing significant minutes. This defense is not good enough. And despite that, Henrik Lundqvist is putting up ridiculous numbers. I mean, look at they're all in alone.
This was an 8-5 game, by the way.
Yeah,
8
that was ridiculous.
5.
That's what
That's
happens
insane.
when Lundqvist
They
doesn't
didn't
play.
hold the
On a
lead
breakaway
the
here,
entire-
too.
Yeah.
I mean, your goalie can
a
only
mess.
stand on his head for so long.
And you know that
This
being a
last clip is
Sabres fan.
ridiculous. look at this defensive coverage. You can't tell me that a team can win
Yeah.
with that.
I mean, there's
You
4
can't
guys
tell
within
me.
5 feet of their own net.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Especially Kyle's first goal, by the way.
And so now Kevin Shattenkirk is supposed to be scratched for the next game.
Really?
Yeah, and I mean, he's got that big contract that they just signed, and he just hasn't, even last year before the injury, obviously he was playing through it for a while, so I want to cut him a little bit of slack. But even last year, he just didn't look like the player that he was in St. Louis and in Washington.
Thankfully,
Yeah.
though, the one person that we can actually rely on as being a Ranger fan is Jimmy Vesey. He's actually been playing surprisingly very
College
well.
hockey
in
boy.
these, college
The
hockey.
Harvard guy.
The Harvard guy.
There you go.
He's,
Shout out Harvard
I know,
hockey, baby.
I think
Harvard, get
over
a
the
shout
past
out.
3 games, he's probably been the major bright spot for this team because, I mean, he started off a little bit rough against Nashville, got really close to, look, this is a good rush too as well. And it's, last season he maybe didn't have the best run with the team. But, I think it's good to see that under a college I can't speak today, but a former college coach,
Yeah.
David Quinn,
David Quinn.
he knows what this guy wants from college players and also his players in general. So I think, Jimmy
Yeah.
has taken under his
Yeah,
wing.
and
I
I
don't
think
wanna-
this was such a good hire in Quinn because he's coached so many college guys, and I think that's so
Yeah.
crucial for such a young team. You got Buchnevich too, who wasn't the favorite of Alain Vigneault.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn or anything, but I did mention Jimmy Vesey. I was looking for him to break out last week, so
I mean,
no big deal.
draft picks aren't the worst thing in the world, as you know.
Hopefully, Rangers fans,
Jack
the Blue
Hughes?
Shirts will string some wins
Rangers?
together. When we come back, the boys and I will take you through the latest news in the NHL. We'll be right back on Stuck in the Sin Bin.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Is How Are You Precious okay?
Take out the precious. It's way too cheesy.
Okay, yeah.
Just go,
sure.
hey, how are you?
Nope.
How's your day?
Yeah.
Don't be cheesy.
Yeah, I figured.
So, what'd she say?
She's still typing. I'm not sure. She never takes this long.
I wouldn't worry about it. Give it a few minutes.
Okay.
Simbin. With the season only in its early stages, all right, we have some huge news. Over the weekend, Joe Thornton was diagnosed with an infection in his right knee, and the Sharks have placed him on injury reserve. Luke, when will we see Joe Thornton return to the lineup?
Well, obviously a big injury for the Sharks, but good news, honestly, for the Sharks. Just an infection. Obviously, no one wants to deal with that, but put him on antibiotics. See where he's at in a couple of weeks. He didn't go on this 4-game East Coast road trip with the team. Obviously, you want to be cautious. Thornton's had a lot of knee injuries over the past 2 seasons.
ACL, right?
Yeah, ACL and MCL, actually. Oof. And ACL in both knees, and the ACL and MCL in the left knee.
This man is like the guy, like the last guy from SpongeBob.
Exactly. But, you know,
Except he gets back out there.
If you're the Sharks, I think you play this very cautiously. You're a very deep team, very good offensively. You don't need to push his return.
Yeah, I mean, you look at. I was looking at their lines before the show, and they're still
so good.
It's like they're not missing anybody. It's ridiculous. Logan Couture is their second-line center, but he'd be a second-line center on pretty much every other team. So, I mean, I think they're fine. I'm not really worried. And obviously, it's great news that he's not going to be out as long as they thought.
And you bump up Vander Kane up from that third line now to their first line.
Yeah.
And he was performing well in that third line.
He was loving the third line. He said he loved the chemistry.
He had the chemistry there. This team is so deep, and you know their defense is good. You know their goaltending with Martin Jones is solid. And then, as Dylan said, I didn't really take a deep look into their forwards until just now. They're still crazy good.
Yeah.
They're crazy good, Mike. Crazy good.
Yeah, guys, and I really hope to see him back soon. It sucks for Sharks fans. But next on our news story is also involves an injury. James Van Riemsdyk will miss approximately 5 to 6 weeks with a lower body injury. So Dylan, how detrimental is this to the Flyers lineup?
Well, it definitely hurts worse than Joe Thornton's injury to the Sharks, because Van Riemsdyk, I say 34 goals last year. He's a great goal scorer. He always has been. Was going to continue to be one this year. Now 5-6 weeks. It's a lot of time. It's 2 months almost. And Oscar Lindblom's now on the second line. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. Him versus Van Riemsdyk. Obviously Van Riemsdyk.
And you know what's even worse? Jordan Wheel on your second power play. You hate that. That's what you come to for this show.
I think you just got to put
hear
Gritty
Jordan
on the second
Wheel.
line.
Yeah, really. Suit up Gritty.
Gritty on the second line.
You got Gritty flying
I will
from the
get Gritty on
rafters.
the show every week.
I mean, if we do it just
healthy scratch,
because he's the worst.
They should just healthy scratch Giroux and just have Gritty be the top line center at this point.
Beautiful.
Well, I think Gritty would quit if they ever.
Big body right in the middle of that lineup.
That's true.
Talk about the Broad Street Bullies, man.
Yeah.
Gritty there.
That's what I'm saying.
Can't trust them.
Anybody ever seen Gritty and Giroux in the same room? They look pretty similar.
You know, Gritty has a weird obsession with Drew.
Yeah.
He does. Well, everyone does.
I think it's called Giroux.
Oh my God. Breaking news, heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
This is a tough loss, but this is still a team in a top-heavy metro where they can still make the playoffs if he's out for a significant amount of time.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right, yeah. I mean, it's a shame to see for such a skilled and well-liked player, guys. Our next story is not so much big news, but a recurring battle between 2 NHL superstars, Tyler Seguin and Mark Scheifele. The two have separate superstitions to be the last player on the ice, so they take part in an intense battle of rock, paper, scissors.
That's right. So me and Dylan right now. Who's going off the ice, Dylan? Best of one?
Well, hopefully you. Best of one?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Let's go. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, no. Oh, my God.
We have a limited time here. Come on, get it over with.
Oh, no.
So
in triple overtime.
Something you may not have seen this week, actually, or this time. Seguin tricked Scheifele.
Yeah.
Because he was pretending to go on the. He's pretending to go off the ice. Big surprise here to Scheifele, and all of a sudden he just comes back on.
I love it.
Seguin, man, what is he doing?
Hey, I love it. I mean,
I
you
love
might be the
this.
last
Little
one.
friendly.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I'm staying on the set though. I'm not leaving. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Yeah, we kind of need you.
You can stay.
Well, that's argument.
You know who won't be staying on the set? 20 games off. This man.
Tom
Mike,
Wilson.
who's 20 games off? Give us that update.
Oh, 20 games off. There's an update actually on the Tom Wilson suspension. He was officially given a 20-game suspension, and his teammate Devontae Smith-Pelly was not happy with it. He said that the suspension was garbage and that the league sent out a video that showed clean and dirty hits. In regards to that video, Smith-Pelly said that there were worse hits to the head that the league deemed clean. Now, Matt, what are your thoughts on the situation?
I mean, Devontae Smith-Pelly is just standing up for his teammate. You know, that's all there really was to it.
Yeah.
This was not a clean hit. You saw it directly, elbow to the head.
Yeah.
I mean, what else you know? You see it right here.
Surprise,
Oscar
surprise.
Sundqvist across the ice.
It's just unnecessary.
Shot to his head. And someone on Twitter, like one of probably someone in Canadian media or sports media, was saying that he should have had his head up. I think it was Don Cherry. He said, what do you
Sounds like
expect
a Don
when Tom
Cherry
Wilson's coming
comment.
across the ice? Sundquist has
How
the
does he
puck.
know Tom
He's not
Wilson's going
thinking
across the
about Tom
ice?
Wilson on the ice.
Yeah.
And something that the response of the Department of Player Safety here was just, to me, hilarious and really telling. And they said there's no formula for someone that has been suspended this often. We have never had a player in the modern era that has been suspended this much, this frequently. 16 games ago, he hit another guy in the head.
Yeah.
I mean, Devontae Smith-Pelly, I respect you for standing up for your guy. But this is a guy that's injured people. He's had 4 suspensions in around 110 games. He's a dirty player. He deserves the suspension. And it was a hit to the head. That's all there is to it.
It reminds me almost of the Matt Cook on Savard hit.
Oof, that was a rough hit.
Obviously not as bad, but it reminds me, it's the same idea.
Yeah.
Right after the shot, got released coming from behind.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's some great insight. And when we come back, Luke will give us some insight on how the Sabres have been doing up north. And we'll show you our play of the week. Don't turn that dial. We'll be right back on Stuck in the Sim Bin.
And then she was like, yeah, and I was like, no. And then she was like, yeah, and I was like, yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, what?
Ryan just texted me.
Oh my god, what did he say?
Netflix and chill?
Netflix and chill, that's like so last year. It's all about WTOP movies on demand and chill.
You are so right.
Yo, bro, what's wrong?
Yo, bro, my girl left me, bro.
But why?
Because I don't watch WTOP 10 movies on demand.
This new dad is picturing a tree house in the sky, but he's ignoring the instructions. Good luck, big guy. His kids know that he's building without a clue. Never been so good with nails and glue. Now we're trapped inside a box. I hope mom knows what to do. Mom! See, you don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent.
Thousands of siblings in foster care will take you just as you are.
Hey, it's Ava, and this is Tess from Do Your Selfie, where we recreate the hottest looks from today's biggest music videos.
After cleaning out our closet, we have a lot of clothes we don't wear anymore.
Like this old pile of t-shirts.
It's not garbage, it's actually a new rug.
And to make it, all you need to do is cut, tie, and glue.
Cut the t-shirt into strips.
Tie the strips into knots.
And glue the knots to the bath mat. I love it. Give your garbage another life.
And recycle.
Welcome back to Stuck in the Sim Bin. The Buffalo Sabres have turned some heads to start the season. They currently have a 2-1-0 record with much help from the electric and sensational Captain Jack Eichel. Tell us, Luke, what has the Sabres' Lord and Savior done for this team so far?
Well, what hasn't he done for this team so far? Obviously, 3 goals and 1 assist. Captain Jack, ever since he got the C on his uniform, he's been that and more. And what I really liked is from the first game on, the first game, it was a blowout against the Bruins. And I was like, Eichel, why are you passing so much? Because, obviously he's a talented passer, but I want to see him put the puck on the net. He did just that in games 2 and 3, and obviously some goals were put on the board. And I just love everything that this team's done from top to bottom.
It really seems to me like Eichel's gone to another level since being named captain. It seems like he's really taken that seriously and kind of trying to put the team on his back.
Slap shot, top shelf, goal. Sorry, Marc-Andre Fleury, the captain's here.
This was a great game, too.
It was an awesome game. I actually fell asleep through the first period on accident. But
I
did catch this.
This was a 3 p.m. game.
What a Sabres
This is a 3 p.m.
All right, watch
game.
what Eichel does here. He flips the puck up, pins his man against the wall. How does Eichel get so wide open? He pinned his man against the wall. Whoop, whoop, past Marc-Andre Fleury for the goal. I wish I had this. There's a really nice angle on MSG. You can't see it here. But the pass Eichel made to set up Reinhart right there was amazing, and he pinned against the wall. It was absolutely incredible from Jack Eichel.
Beautiful.
And everything I've seen from him. But aside from that, this defense has been a lot better than I would have expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, and Carter Hutton, 206 goals against average. A lot of that has to do with that defense.
Yeah.
And it's not just the Jack Eichel show. It really isn't. You still got Connor Sheary putting up 2 goals and assists, and quite the sneaky little steal there from Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got Sam
Right
Reinhart.
on the first line.
Sam Reinhart, 2 assists in 3 games. That's solid for him. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Sam Reinhart fan, but This is a prove me wrong year.
It is. I mean, when you have guys like that on your front line, he's going to go get his. And then we even have Jeff Skinner on the second line. As you said, Sherry's stepping up to the first line. It's just a beautiful thing to watch. Before, I know, Dylan, you probably have a point to make, but I want to read you guys some numbers. 458. That's how many games it's been since the Sabres had a winning record.
January 2013.
Yep, and keep in mind,
that's some Cleveland Browns garbage
you
here.
could just be 1-0. That's a winning record. Hasn't happened. 2,084 days since the Buffalo Sabres had a winning record.
How many hours is that?
That's a lot of hours. I don't want to do the math. That's a lot of hours. So
I feel like that'd be very depressing.
It's been
for him to do the
awesome.
math.
It's been awesome for the Sabres so far this year. I'm not quite sold on the defense yet, but Carter Hutton really gives us a big advantage.
Yeah, and obviously my biggest question for them was Hutton is he going to be the same goaltender he was over a full season as he was last year? But he's showed no signs of stopping so far.
Big matchup against Colorado this Thursday for him. Obviously, a more high-powered offense than he's seen so far.
Definitely. And they definitely look like a solid and well-rounded team out there. Lastly on our agenda is the play of the week. Tomas Hertl of the San Jose Sharks scored an absolutely silky goal against the Anaheim Ducks to open the season.
How about Tomas Hertl on the shorthand? Whoop, puts that left stick out. He's got the breakaway. Let's see what he does here. Cam Fowler in the corner. What am I going to do? Whoop, through the legs. And then what am I going to do? John Gibson up top. Where does Mama hide the cookies, boys? Top shelf. Right past John Gibson. What a goal. You five-hole Cam Fowler, then go up top over John Gibson. Nasty on the shorthand, no less.
And this is a good team that he did it against.
Oh, yeah.
Good team, the Ducks. Despite that,
They're
Sharks still lost, what, 5-2?
Yeah, 5-2.
It was a tough loss.
It's the last goal they scored.
And, man, they have not looked that great, considering you've got Erik Karlsson and Burns and Vlasic. And
We gotta look at this.
You just gotta look at it again.
He put Cam Fowler in an absolute spin cycle.
Oh, man.
Cam Fowler's a really good player, too.
His strength, too, is incredible. It is, just so impressive.
That Hertl guy is also pretty good when you talk about the Sharks.
Yeah, we were talking about the Sharks earlier. Obviously, he's just another example of that really homegrown great depth of forwards that they have in San Jose.
And you saw a couple years ago, I think his rookie season, he ended up scoring 4 goals. That's right, 4 goals against the Rangers. And one of them between the legs, backhand roof. Got a little heat for the celebration afterwards, but who can enjoy a great celly? I know I enjoy it.
He went roof.
Yeah.
I like that. But I mean,
you
know, it's funny because we hyped up the Sharks a lot on the show, but
they've fallen
not
flat.
off to the hottest start.
Yeah.
They'll come back here. Yeah. They're gonna sense blood in the water and just had to end it on that.
Hey guys, I'm sorry, but that's all the time we have on Stuck in the Sim Bin. Thank you so much for joining us once again. For Luke Owens, Dylan, Matt, I'm Mike, and I'll see you next time here on WTOP 10.
Okay, yeah.
Just go, hey, how are you?
Nope.
How's your day?
Yeah.
Don't be cheesy.
Yeah, I figured.
So, what'd she say?
She's still typing. I'm not sure. She never takes this long.
I wouldn't worry about it. Give it a few minutes.
Okay.
Hey, bud. Hey.
What?
What are you doing October 17th at 2 p.m.?
I don't know. What are you guys doing? Funny you should ask, because we're actually watching the Media Summit Red Carpet Show at 2 o'clock on Wednesday, October 17th on WTOP 10.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.